Welcome to the 150th commencement of Findlay High School. Please welcome the arrival of the 2022 graduates. Thank you. At this time, I invite everyone that just sat down to now rise again for our national anthem sung by the Findlay High School Choir. Please be seated. Once again, welcome to the 150th commencement of Findlay High School. There are many people that have played an important role in getting these young people to where they are today. Parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, friends, neighbors, and teachers. We are so appreciative of this community effort to shape our young people. We would first like to start by recognizing our honored guests. As I call your name, would you please stand and be recognized? Please hold your applause until all are standing. Board of Education President, Mr. Matt Cooper. Board of Education Vice President, Ms. Laura Iyer. Board of Education members, Mr. Chris Aldrich, Mrs. Susan Russell, and Dr. Kathy Siebenauer Wilson. Superintendent, Mr. Troy Roth. Treasurer, Mrs. Pam Harrington. Associate Principal, Mr. David Alvarado. Assistant Principals, Mr. Drew Ballman. Mrs. Jody Gallardo, and Mrs. Christine Siebenek. And Faculty President, Mr. Jimmy Orr. Thank you. Mr. Orr, our Master of Ceremonies, will now present the Findlay High School faculty.
Thank you, Mr. Imke. It is my honor to be your Master of Ceremonies and to represent the faculty of Findlay High School. Many teachers have played an important role in the lives of these graduates. In honor of all of our teachers, representatives from the faculty are participating in the ceremony today. Teachers, whole child counselor, Mr. Stephen Adams will call your name. Please stand and be recognized. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until all are standing.
Counselors, Mrs. Megan Biller, Miss Laura Dyer, Miss Ursula Jefferson, and Dr. Michael Scholes. English, Mrs. Rachel Haas. Millstream Career Center Director, Mrs. Pam Hamlin. Music, Mr. Kevin Manley and Mrs. Krista Bigger. Science, Mr. Mark Laux. Social Studies, Mr. Jesse Hankins. Special Education, Mrs. Susan Blodgett. And World Language, Mr. Sean Hurt.
And now, Findlay City Schools Superintendent, Mr. Troy Roth, will offer his introductory remarks.
Good morning. I'm honored to be here with you today to celebrate the class of 2022. Graduates, you attended high school during some of the most challenging times in the history of public education. In March of your sophomore year, schools were shut down and you finished the year virtually. Memories that should have been made that year were taken away from you. We all thought for sure your junior year of high school would return to normal and you would make up for that lost time. Once again, you did not experience a normal year. School began in a hybrid model, followed by remote learning, and eventually you returned to learning 5 days in person. You faced another year of uncertainty as you entered your senior year. Would your senior year be a so-called normal year, one filled with constant change and disruptions? It had been since your freshman year that you experienced what we call a normal school year. Yet, despite missing all this in-person learning, several of you still managed to email me, call me, or stop by my house to voice your displeasure with my decision-making skills when it came to 2-hour delays and school closings. And sometimes, even after I made the decision, you still called, emailed, or stopped by the house that I did it too late and you had to get up early. Even with that being said, this class was full of strong-willed, tough, passionate, determined students, and nothing was going to stop you from having a memorable senior year. You have thrived in the classroom, on the stage, on the athletic fields and courts, despite all the obstacles that were placed in front of you. You rose to every challenge, you answered every bell, and you succeeded beyond our wildest dreams. I will always remember this class as the one that would not be denied their senior year. I am proud of each and every one of you. As I began preparing for this graduation speech, I just finished reading a book by Byron Garrett entitled The ABCs of Life, Words of Wisdom from A to Z for Living Life to Its Fullest. This book is full of inspirational messages as it guides readers to take ownership of their lives and work towards excellence and success, even when life's inevitable obstacles arise. As you know, there are 26 letters in the alphabet, and Mr. Garrett relates those 26 letters to the ABCs of life. As I was reading the book, some of the alphabet lessons that are intertwined throughout the book struck a chord with me that I believe relate to the class of 2022. I won't take the time to read all 26 of them, but there are a few that really stood out to me. The letter A, accept the challenge. Don't wait for opportunities and for great things to happen. Take a hold of your future and face each day with optimism and excitement. The letter B, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and recognize it as belief that keeps you going when you are tired, weary, and worn down. F, fight on. Be faithful and finish what you start. P, practice what you preach. Your own life and actions should serve as a model. Let your actions speak for themselves. Q, quit quitting. Quitters never win and winners never quit. The letter R, respect people. How you live and how you treat others show your character. And finally, the letter W, work, work, work. There's no shortcut to greatness. There's no shortcut to getting the job done. You must work, work, work until the job is done. Class of 2022, you accepted the challenge. You believed in yourself. You kept fighting. You practiced what you preach. You never quit. You treated others with respect, and you worked hard to get here today. I'd like to share with you one final thought from the ABCs of life. The first step toward getting where you want to be in life is the recognition that there is somewhere you want to be. Each of us is obligated and determined, each of us is obligated to determine, understand, and identify our own mission in life. Find something in life that you love doing so much that you do it for free, but you do it so well they pay you for it. As you identify your mission in life, I encourage you to remember Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People that will help guide you on your mission. Be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. Put first things first. Think win-win. Seek to understand, then to be understood. synergize, and sharpen the saw. It has been my honor to serve as your superintendent the last 2 years. You will forever be remembered as one of the finest classes ever to graduate from Findlay High School. Congratulations and best of luck as you continue your journey in life.
Thank you, Mr. Roth. It is now my pleasure to introduce our first salutatorian of the class of 2022, Nathan Kibble. Nathan is the son of Jason and Carrie Kibble. He plans to attend Miami University in the fall and to study mechanical engineering. While at Findlay High School, Nathan was in Voices in Perfection, band, marching band, and was a 3-year member of Findlay First Edition. The title of his speech is Strike Out.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and the class of 2022. It is a privilege to have the opportunity to speak to all of you today. Upon finding out that I would be speaking this morning, I had hoped that during my brief time on this stage, I would be able to impart some wisdom and advice unto my fellow graduates. It isn't often that one gets a platform like this, and I did not want to waste it. The only problem is, I am no wiser than anyone else. The extent of my wisdom would be to skip burrito day in the cafeteria. However, since almost all of us are graduating today, that advice is mostly useless. So what can I say this morning that will leave you with something to take away? The truth is, I still don't know the answer. But that right there is exactly what I was asked to speak about. None of us are strangers to hardship and defeat, yet here we all sit on a day of celebration and praise. All of us have overcome our share of obstacle difficulties, and still we find a way to continue on. That willpower and resilience is necessary if we are to grow and develop into someone others can emulate. Before we can invent, innovate, create, and change the world in our own ways, we must hold fast to that unwavering persistence. After we leave today, many of us will never see each other ever again. Many of us will move away from home. And many of us will have no outlined direction for the first time in our lives. The choices we make from here on out will affect the rest of our lives. No pressure. But whether we succeed or whether we fail depends entirely on our ability to not be defeated. Babe Ruth, a name that needs no introduction, had his share of defeat. Despite the record hits and runs, what few people know is that when Ruth retired, he had the record for the most strikeouts in the history of Major League Baseball. When asked about this, he said, "I just go up there and I swing. I just keep on swinging and I keep on swinging. Every strike brings me closer to my next home run." So my advice is that of the Colossus of Clout. Know that wherever you go, whatever you do, and however hard you try, you will fail. But the difference between you and everyone else will be this. After striking out, you will have the courage to walk back up to the plate, point to exactly where your ball is destined to go, and swing again. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our second salutatorian of the class of 2022, Jack Metz. Jack is the son of Tate and Laura Metz. In the fall, Jack will attend The Ohio State University, entering as a double major in finance and computer science. At Findlay High School, Jack was a 4-year member of the golf team. He was also involved in Junior Statesmen of America and Teen Institute. The title of his speech is, What's Next?
Welcome and good morning, parents, teachers, administration, and students of the class of 2022. It is my honor to be standing before you today as the salutatorian of this year's graduating class. At this time, I'd like to thank all the teachers, parents, and role models that have helped us arrive here today and have pushed us to be our best. I'd also like to acknowledge the dedication, commitment, and sacrifice made by this outstanding collection of students. To say our high school experience has been unique would be an understatement. With this being said, when I sat down to write this speech, I promised myself I wouldn't go on and on about the pandemic. However, as much as we'd all like to forget about COVID, I think there's an important lesson to be learned. Our class has been incredibly resilient, conquering each and every obstacle life has thrown at us. What began as a 2-week vacation and a delay to Mr. Laux's infamous stoichiometry test evolved into an entirely new way of life. The pandemic brought bigger changes than just mask mandates, turning our high school education upside down. Virtually attending dozens of classes and cycling through various schedule structures, our time at Findlay High School has been anything but conventional. But even with 2020's limited social activities, canceled sports, and early morning Zoom calls, we've persevered. We were able to adapt to this new world and come out stronger than ever before. We emerged with greater communication and time management skills, as well as a rejuvenated eagerness to learn in a conventional setting. We've shown that our outstanding class is capable of overcoming even the greatest of obstacles. The only question is, what's next? Thank you all for listening, and good luck with the next chapter of your lives.
And now, please enjoy the Findlay High School Choir as they sing "The World at Our Feet."
All the doubts and the fears, get them out of our way now. We can strive for anything. All the work through the years just to make it this far. We emerge and we finally have something to say now. We've emerged and we finally know who we are.
Told our
It is now my pleasure to introduce our first student speaker for the class of 2022, Allie Ernst. Allie is the daughter of Charlie and Belinda Ernst. Next fall, she plans on attending Bowling Green State University, where she will major in allied health sciences and pursue a pre-physician's assistant track. While at Findlay High School, Allie participated in cross-country, basketball, and track, where she lettered 8 times and received all-track honors 3 times. Allie was also involved in both symphony and chamber orchestra, as well as the National Honor Society. The title of her speech is Completed, Not Defeated.
Maya Angelou once said, "We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated." I guarantee that every person in this room right now has come across a time in the last 4 years where they felt like a failure, been let down, or wanted to give up. Whether it was disappointing your parents over a bad test grade, losing a big game, or even hurting a close friend, we all have moments where we feel as though we aren't good enough, or wonder what we could have done differently in that moment. I think that in high school, many of us learn that life isn't always easy, and that no matter how tough you are, there will be times when life beats you to your knees, times you'll be faced with adversity, and times you don't ever think you'll get back up. We had a unique high school experience, as the majority of it was in the midst of a pandemic. I know COVID has had a huge impact on many of us, in ways that we never could have imagined, including myself. It caused me to develop a chronic medical condition that affected my nervous system and heart and has compromised my abilities in both school and sports ever since. There were days I felt immensely discouraged and disappointed. However, I made the choice to keep pushing, just like the rest of you, and now here we are at our graduation. We did it. We did not let our defeats defeat us. Life isn't about attaining perfection, but about having the courage to rise back up after falling. After all, what significance does success have without defeat? We cannot let our mistakes define us, because 10 years from now, you won't remember that calculus test you failed, that big game you lost, or that time you were late to class. But what you will remember are the days you were successful, the days you conquered your fears and doubts, the days you felt like you won. Every day for the last 4 years, we made the choice to come to school, all in anticipation for today. Every day, we make a choice on how we want to live our lives. So with that being said, my challenge for all of you is to move forward with a goal to win every day. Life may not always be ideal, but we can still choose its trajectory. So choose happiness, choose dedication, choose tenacity. But whatever you do, do not choose defeat. Congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you.
And now, I invite everyone to please stand and all to join in singing the alma mater of Findlay High School. You can find the words to the song on the back of your program.
Give thanks for opportunities.
Senior choir members, please return to your seats and join the rest of your graduating class. It is now my pleasure to introduce our second student speaker for the class of 2022, Ann Traver. Ann is the daughter of Matt and Julie Traver. In the fall, she plans to attend The Ohio State University to study international relations, political science, and German language and culture. While at Findlay High School, Ann was a part of the cross-country, swim, lacrosse, and track teams. She was also a member of the National Honor Society. The title of her speech is Together, Through, and Throughout.
Fellow graduates, today is the day, the moment that allows us to receive our much-deserved congratulations and recognition for all of our hard work and dedication is here. During our years at Findlay High School, we have had endless opportunities that have allowed us to form our own paths and follow our unique passions. Some of us chose to hone our artistic skills through music, theater, or the other visual arts. Some of us chose to be a part of a group of students that represented Findlay's name through sports or academic organizations. Some of us chose to follow suit with the many other opportunities and possibilities that Findlay has offered to us. We all have walked varying paths to get here, yet we are all united in the fact that we are all here. All of us have represented blue and gold through thick and thin. All of us have worked to achieve an education while also trying to find ourselves. All of us went through a worldwide pandemic. All of us felt despair, sadness, and stress during our time as a Trojan. However, we remained persistent. When school was digital, when we were separated from our passions, when the world seemed to want us apart, we were still together. We were able to come together regardless of the fact that all we were used to seemed to be falling apart. Moments from now, we will walk away from this ceremony not only representing Findlay High School and its alumni, but also the idea that though hard times were felt, harsh obstacles were faced, and heavy weights were put on our shoulders, we were able to prove that though much was thrown at us, all of it was overcome. Though it seemed the world wants to stomp us down, we triumphed over defeat. Today is the day we are finally able to prove that defeats do not have to leave a person defeated. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2022.
Mr. Imke will now present the class of 2022 for graduation.
It is now my pleasure to present for graduation the 150th Findlay High School senior class. These students have excelled in many areas, including music, drama, career technical education, athletics, community service, and many, many other activities. We are particularly proud of the academic success of the class of 2022. Mr. Roth, members of the Board of Education, These young men and women have completed the graduation requirements established by the Findlay City Board of Education in the state of Ohio and are now ready to receive their diplomas. Mr. Cooper, it is an honor to present for graduation the class of 2022.
Thank you, Principal Imke, and good morning to all graduates, relatives, and friends. On behalf of the Findlay City Schools Board of Education, we proudly congratulate and honor you, the 150th graduating class of Findlay High School. I must start out with saying the fact that I am much more comfortable being inside a burning building than doing any kind of public speaking, so I promise I will be brief and to the point. Class of 2022, you have accomplished many great things as a class that I could highlight. However, I'd like to take the time to focus on your future and perhaps give you a few words of advice on your journey. As you close this chapter in your life, don't let this be your best accomplishment. This is your beginning. Reach for something bigger and better. But what I want you all to understand is that life is a challenge and it doesn't get easier. However, the challenge itself does not determine the outcome. How you respond to the challenge and how you live your life makes the difference. Be responsible for your decisions and actions. Accountability is important. Be accountable to yourself and to others and hold them accountable in return. Every decision you make has consequences, good or bad. You and only you are ultimately responsible. I promise you that there will be failures along the way, and it is okay to fail. How you respond to those failures will build character, which will help you manage future challenges. Don't waste your time blaming others. Find a way to make it positive and learn from it. The successes and failures are the life experiences that will make the next challenge easier. Dream big, but set small goals. Put your heart into those goals and don't give up. Keep moving forward one step at a time. Think about it. You spent 13 years to reach this goal today. Success does not happen overnight. If things don't go as planned, remember that every day is a new day and an opportunity to start again. Take time to put your phones down and enjoy life. Spend time having conversations. Your parents like that one. Spend time having conversations with friends and family and learn from their experiences. Some of the advice you will receive might be an answer to a challenge that you will encounter. You will find that usually your parents were right. Understand that employers today will investigate your social media accounts, so be mindful of anything you choose to post online. Don't post anything you wouldn't want future employers to see, and don't buy into the online nonsense. Make good choices. We live in a world where participation ribbons are encouraged and accepted. Don't just participate. Take steps to compete and to succeed. Employers will not pay you a salary for merely participating. Today, people need instant gratification and give up when things get difficult. Don't be one of those people. When things get difficult, don't cut and run. Be loyal to yourself, your dreams, your friends, and your family. Follow through with what you set out to do. Don't give up. Class of 2022, the pressure and worries you have today are quite different than when I graduated in the 1900s, as my kids would say. My challenge to you is this: just be great people. Help the people around you be better. Shape the world into something better for the people that will sit there next year and beyond. Do better than my generation. It's a lot to ask, but this challenge is your opportunity and your responsibility. You are a very special group, and I am confident in you, and I have confidence in your potential. In closing, there are no do-overs in life, so make yours count. Enjoy life's ups and downs, and don't waste time. If you follow this advice, perhaps at the end of your journey, you will have fulfilled your dreams and have no regrets. Mr. Emke, on behalf of the Findlay City Schools Board of Education, it is our honor and privilege to accept the graduates of the Findlay High School class of 2022.
Before we begin, audience members, we ask that you help us keep the ceremony dignified by staying in your seats, remaining for the entire program, and holding your applause until all diplomas have been presented, no matter how proud, no matter how amazed, and no matter how grateful you are. Mr. Imke will now honor our valedictorian, our salutatorians, and our 4.0 students by calling their names first.
Graduates, it's finally time. Please stand one row at a time and come forward to receive your diplomas. It is my pleasure to recognize the valedictorian, the salutatorians, and our 4.0 students. Ethan Ying Jung. Nathan James Kibble. Jack Thomas Metz. Madison Page Barbary. Ethan Clifford Bodnarick. Nora Michael Ann Conrad. Sammy Dong. Sydney Michelle Einen. Rebecca Elena Gratterol Romero. Grace Madison Griffith. Chloe Akiko Hughes. Aiden Mitchell Jordan. Braden Andrew Lane. Matea Son Lutz. Aubrey Ruth McGrill. Emily Ann Meyer. Matthew Joseph Morsefield. Brianna Elise Nichols. Kennedy Elizabeth Odell. Sydney Irene Swisher. Anne Louise Traver. E. Louise Wirt.
Samira Amna Alamid. Aaron Alyssa Albert. Ashley Daniela Alejandro. Amadia Grace Lynn Alexander. Camille Lane Algie. Emily Deborah Alec. Heaven Elise Cherie Allen. Andrew Grant Alshop. James Edward Anderson. Reed Wesley Andrews. Haley Marie Archibald. Michael Edward Armstrong. Braden Alejandro Arredondo. Julian Markel Arredondo. Nathan Richard Baker. Ariel Alyssa Ballard. Jacob William Paul Barfel. Tyler James Barnes. Mohammed Hafed Pascal. Kayla Renee Bates. Kelsey Lynn Bates. Holden Lee Beednell. Jubilee Lorene Beatty. Maxwell Joseph Beining. Azriel Riviera Belcher. Kobe James Berger. Bo Jarrett Bibler. John Joseph Bindus. Natalie Lynn Blair. Kylie K. Blasnick. Isaiah Joseph Ecow Bordeaux. Zachary Connor Baudel. Isabella Raven Bowers. Alyssa Mary Brodeen. Nathan Thomas Broadman. Dieter James Brooks. Brooklyn Rose Brown. Ethan Ivan Brown. Samantha Ann Broska. Alexander Stephen Buck. Alexis Christine Buttlemeyer.
Madison Lynn Cameron. Zykia Najee Campbell Pope. Kirsten Sky Carlin. Austin Kane Carnicom. Sophia Francis Castellaneta. Mackenzie Ray Caton. Kylie Ann Chansey. Henry Robert Charles. Rowan Foster Shenevy. Olivia Marie Churchill. Reese Andrew Ryan Clapper. Victoria Kamana Clark. Lauren Elizabeth Clay. Isabella Susan Clayton. August Lane Cleary. Riley Marie Cleary. Jessica Riley Collins. Ashton Alex Cooper. Natalie Alejandra Copeland. Ty Jonathan Cordonier. Sarah Marie Cutino. Alexia Christine Covington. Lily Marie Cox. Xander Scott Craig. Elizabeth Ray Kreitz. Raheem Charles Roosevelt Crutcher. Razik Nathaniel Crutcher. Kennedy Delina Cullen. Piper Kian Marie Dahlstrom. Connor Ryan Davis. Jayshawn Stacy Davis. Haley Marie Day. Carly Elizabeth Dittman. Xavier Kit Doring. Hannah Sophie Domachowski. Braden Lee Dove. Max Downs. Matthew Paul Duvall. Joseph William Elam. Shady Madison Endicott. Allison Hope Ernst. Ethan Daniel Ernst. Dylan Randall Gale Essinger. Sonoma Nicole Einon.
Rachel Corinne Fark. Riker Anthony Featheringham. Emily Catherine Fenema. Alexia Cheyenne Rose Fink. Addison Janae Sanchez Flores. Jenna Noel Flores. Trevor Fultz. Eliana Marie Frankfurter. Samantha Nicole Franks. Quentin Matthew Freeman. Caden Rain Fryman. Nina Lavelle Frierson. Cale Gaston Fuller. Gracie Sue Fulmer. Meredith Riley Fulton. Emma Lindsay Fundum. Vanessa Kaylee Gametta. Jackson Noble Gangle. Isaiah Michael Gardner. Hayden Michael Garza. Ember Alexis Galt. Joseph Thomas Gayhart. Kylie Marie Geyser. Lucas Gentry. Isaiah Thomas Paul George. Ethan James Giese. Patrick Peter Gilgan. Jonathan Gonzalez. Ivani Elise Gonzalez. Mariah Lou Grant. Braden Matthew Green. Archer Greeno. Zachary Kenneth Gremling. Alize Samantha Greavy. Kaisak Ray Guajardo. Maylee Elizabeth Gupta. Jaden Vincent Halliday. Rachel Elizabeth Hammer. Paris Melody Hanners.
Abigail Noel Harjala. Landon Marcus Harjala. Hayden Jonah Harris. Zachary Patrick Harris. Ava Jade Hassan. Onyx Hayes. Joshua Thomas Hector. Landon Matthew Heft. Angel Guadalupe Hernandez. Peyton Lee Hildebrand. Joshua Michael Hurt. Addison Elizabeth Hoffman. Emma Grace Holdgrave. James Marcus Holman. Christina Lynn Horn. Tyler Alden Horseman. Maxwell Dean Hosey. Haley Marie Hotelling. Aubrey Elizabeth Hookey. Malaya Lee Hunker. Maya Sky Ibera. Mireille Sade Iboya. Ben Christopher Ireland. Isaac Malik James. Josephine Esmeralda Jimenez. Donnie Ray Jones. Colin Matthew Jordan. Emmy Kawamura. Matthew Leonard Keckler II. Tashi Lawanda Kemp. Josie J. Kessler. Kendra Lee Ken. Ethan Edward Knoll. Kyrie Rose Kramer. Jacob Allen Kraus. Ella Rain Kerpensky.
Elizabeth Ann Laird. Elizabeth May Lamaster. Catherine Lamy. Rowan Matthew Lanigan. Mason James Lobby. Garrett Andrew Lauer. Leo Maximilian Lawmeyer. Justin Michael Lawsey. Nathan Robert Leipheimer. Erin Elizabeth Likes. Candace Olivia Literal. Cadence. Nicholas Martin Lloyd. Robert Earl Mahaffey. Brock Connor McCrancy. Ashton Dean Mansfield. Avery Davis Marshall. Tristan Emerson Matson. Alexander Dean Mauger. Caitlin Marie Mays. Caleb Michael McCaskey. Brianna K. McLeod. Shay Davis McMaster. Michaela Ann McNamara. Autumn Faith Meadows. Joshua Charles Meeks. Giovanni Luis Melendez Sanchez. Dominic Michael Merrill. Haley Marie Mertz. Isabella Grace Miller. Ethan Andrew Millwood. Cody James Melsna. Nicole Tamara Sue Montgomery. Olivia Ann Montgomery. Will Everett Mormon. Braylon Kennedy Morton. Micah Andrew Moyer. Caleb James Mueller. Ayana Renee Murphy. Catherine Elizabeth Murphy. Summer Grace She Neds.
Joshua Adam Nelson. Jewel Elizabeth Nylib. Coy Wen. Lauren Olivia Nichols. Derek Lee Noon. Quentin Lewis Osterhage. Ty James Pace. Braden James Parker. Faith Marie Parker. Emma Grace Parcell. Alex Mitchell Patterson. Rihanna May Patterson. Ariana Elise Peltier. Gabrielle Lynn Pena. Samara Laritza Perez. Paige Marion Pinion. Isaiah Jamal Parani. Jenna Kathleen Pitt. Alex Michael Post. Abigail Ruth Powell. Caitlin Christine Prusnick. Mary Elizabeth Quaid. Genesis Elizabeth Quarles. Spencer Allen Rader. Natalie Elise Rakestraw. Nevaeh Isabella Ramirez. Kaylee Lynn Ray. Shane Michael Reed. Adam Park Reamer. Alexander Lee Reamer. Brock Mason Reddick. River Lydia Reyna. Brooke Elizabeth Regal. Sydney Elizabeth Reisner. Blaine Anthony Ritzler. McLean Daniel Robertson. Trace Allen Robinson. Austin Alexander Roos. Terrion Lee Ross. Justin Allen Roth. Max Lamar Roth. Catherine Eloise Rummel. Megan Marie Rupp.
Spencer David Sadler. Nixon Pet Seychow. Adelie Jean Saltzman. Adriana Sanchez. Jade Marie Sanchez. April Denise Sanders. Bethany Rose Sayer. Alexandra Grace Schenkel Wilcox. Jared Myron Schenkel Wilcox. Riley Marie Sheeter. Skylar Lee Scott. Colette Rachel Seeger. Matthew James Searles. Victoria Abigail Seckel. Leah Ann Sellers. Peyton Thomas Scheidler. Kelsey Brianne Schindeldecker. Thank you. Ryan Charles Schindeldecker. McKenna Elizabeth Siebenaller. Vanessa Lee Sikora. Nicholas Robert Simmermeyer. Josiah Eliza Dwayne Sermons. Maggie Jane Slough. Alexandra Marie Smith. Kaylee Devon Smith. Chloe Madison Smith. L. Corinne Smith. No, you're not. Faith Marie Smith. Grace Marie Smith. Nicholas Scott Smith. Jacob Daniel Smith. Ariana Marie Snyder. Jackson Andrew Snyder. Andrew Nicholas Sorg. William Davis Sprague. Trinity Joy Sprouse. Cameron Michael Stagnolia. Aaron Alexander Stansbury. Owen James Stapley. Elena Sue Steffen.
Nathaniel Ronald Stanky. Tristan Charles Steffens. Ashley Ann Sterling. Danae Ann Stewart. Parker Hans Stocker. Joshua Michael Stone. Andrea Ray Sullenberger. Alexander Justin Swan. Grace Sweers. Megan Riley Tabor. Alexander Michael Tice. Cassidy Paige Teich. Haley Nicole Town. Tyler Anthony Treft. Joshua Dakota Truman Motter. Vera Turkina. Arada Uchiyama. Kelby Daniel Ulrich Waples. Joseph Allen Vasiloff. Lilybeth Rain Walleman. Adia Deanna Washington. Caitlin Elizabeth Watkins. Samuel Paul Wyrow. Isaac Matthew Wells. Mali Razan Westney. Timothy James Whitehead. Davon Marcellus Whitten. Neve June Wilcox. Mariah Nicole Wilford. Benjamin Patrick Williams. Selby Robert Wilt. Robert James Wise. Tyler Zachary Wolke. Cameron Paige Woodbury. Camden David Werstein. Gavin Michael Werstein. Rena Chansamone Siasi. Jason Gilbert Yamin. Carson Michael Young.
On behalf of the Findlay High School faculty, the administration, and the Board of Education, let us once again congratulate the class of 2022. And now, Mr. Troy Roth will recognize the valedictorian of the class of 2022.
The 2022 Findlay High School valedictorian is Ethan Jung. Ethan is the son of Ping Wong and Sheng Jung. Next fall, Ethan plans on attending the University of Southern California. While at Findlay High School, Ethan was part of Findlay High School Symphonic Orchestra for 4 years, serving as concert master for 3 of those years and vice president for 1. Ethan was also part of many clubs, activities at Findlay High School, including We the People, the National Honor Society, and the Findlay High School Swim and Dive Team. The title of Ethan's speech is The Farewell.
Hello, everyone. For those of you who know me, I'm sure you're expecting to hear me ramble on, like I frequently do, in the classrooms and hallways. However, I know better than to stand between a hungry crowd and their lunch, so I'll try to make this speech short and simple. So without further ado, here is the final speech of today's ceremony, the farewell. In a moment, I will give my gratitude and thanks to everyone who has helped me throughout these 4 years of high school. However, I'm sure that the students in front of me all have someone that they'd like to thank and show appreciation towards, and I'm not standing before you today as myself, but as a representative of our class. So I would like to invite you all to think of the person who you've come here for today. To our friends, acquaintances, and peers of the class of 2022, thank you all for making the past 4 years so special. Not every day may have been a good day, but there was certainly never a dull moment. Remember when we had that early dismissal in freshman year? Remember almost having a completely normal sophomore year? Remember going through just about every type of schooling that could possibly exist in junior year? Throughout it all, I was grateful to have such an interesting and diverse class to share the experience with. Some of you are the smartest, rowdiest, funniest, wisest, and boldest people I have ever met. So thanks for making every day so unexpected and unique. To the adults, the teachers, mentors, and advisors, thank you for teaching me the skills and lessons and subjects I need to enjoy my life and succeed. All of you were kind enough to share your life experience with me, and it's a lot easier to walk the path when there are those who have lit the way. Many of you have been subjected to my goofy conversations outside the classroom, and I hope that, as loud as they were, that they managed to sometimes put a smile on your face. I would also like to thank my family, but I did say I would keep this speech short and would be here for a couple of days if I started talking about them. Lastly, thank you to all the people in between. The underclassmen that never fail to humor me as they lament about the same things I did, the upperclassmen who have already graduated and give me varying reviews of what lies ahead, and all the small interactions I've had with strangers, including the time that guy from Costco told me not to worry as much and smile more. No one could have predicted the way these 4 years turned out, and no one will be able to predict how the next 4 years will go. The spice of life is its mystery. Nothing goes as planned, and nothing ever will. But that's what makes every day so exhilarating, fresh, and interesting. There are those of us who are looking back and simply trying to soak in every last bit of the past 4 years. And there are those of us who are eagerly looking forward, ready to tackle the next stage of our lives. But to all of you, I invite you all to focus on the present for just a second, to put the past behind us, and to ignore the future for just a while. After all, no one knows what could happen or what will be, but we all know what is happening now. And what is happening now is that I'm asking all of the students in front of me to please shift their tassels from the right side of your cap to the left. Be sure you are in fact shifting your tassel from the right to the left. I'm sure none of you are raring to go for round 2 of high school. So much for a farewell. Perhaps instead of valedictorian, I should be named appreciatorian, or the guy who says the thank yous and shifts the tassels. In all seriousness, I would like to recognize these students' hard work and commitment to completing these 4 years. We may have had our rough patches and our doubtful nights, but in the end, we are truly undefeated. Stay safe, stay well, and congratulations.
Great job, Ethan. Before I give my closing remarks, there are a few requests that we have of the audience. We ask that all members of the audience please stay in your seats until all students have recessed around the track. You can then meet your loved ones after the ceremony. As a longtime educator, I'm often asked, what inspires you to come to work every day? Without hesitation, I reply, the greatest joy of coming to school every day is without a doubt our students. We love to see them grow, develop, and move on to the next phases of their lives. Longtime coach John Wooden stated, success is a peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you are capable. I challenge all of you to continue this success into the next phases of your life and continue to be the best at which you are capable. This truly is only the beginning phase of an incredible journey. Congratulations to the class of 2022 on this tremendous accomplishment. The learning and experiences you have gained from being at FHS will positively impact you for the rest of your life. You will truly forever be a Trojan. Congratulations. Thank you, and as always, go Trojans. 3, 2, 1.